Alright, so we're going to get back to work. This morning we're working on our fretboard. We want to take it down. It is a little over a 1/4 inch right now. 0 caliper. And it's little cheap caliper. It's 0.28 on it's about 0.28 on this end, and down here it's also about 0.28. Make sure it's a little thinner at the middle, but it's still fluctuating right around 2.8 or 0.28. So I'm using this old sanding belt because for this project it just kind of feels right to be doing it by hand. So I'm going to put my mask on and I'm going to sand about 50 strokes and we'll check.
Way out back at Soldier Farm's wood shop, Jim's grinning, got a board on the bench, pencil behind his ear, sawdust on his sneakers, talking about a challenge that he's pretty sure he'll clinch. Jim from Soldier Farm's wood shop, building up a plank Dulcimer. Sing it, Jim! He made the contest, thinks he's got it locked, but fat chance, friend, if somebody else enters, fat chance, Jim, if anybody else enters.
He's tapping on the fretboard.
Yeah, that'll sink.
Strings in his teeth and a coffee on the bice.
He named the whole contest after this thing, but if one more build shows up, he might play second prize. Jim from Soldier Farm's wood shop.
Alright, and here are our nut and our bridge, and they're both made out of walnut. One needs a little sanding on the end because it broke away as I was sawing, but it's not too bad. I don't know if you can see that, and I'll sand that off. But what I'm doing right this minute is to see if our action is going to be taller than our fretboard. And that needs a little trim. Just because. I could even bring that down a little bit. Alright, so let me show you what I'm looking at. Watch the cord. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera around. Alright, so if you look right here, your nut is taller than your fretboard. And if you look carefully, let me bring this back. The bridge is taller than the fretboard, which is exactly what you want. Not a lot, just a hair. So if I swapped them, it would probably even be better, because you want your instrument to have a low playable action. Let's try the bridge there and the nut here. Now, all right, so it seems counterintuitive that your bridge and your nut not be the same height. Hey, that might even be better. How much difference is there? 1/16 of an inch. I don't know if you can see that. Let me. There. Yeah, about a 1/16 inch difference. So I think I'm actually going to use this shorter, well, not necessarily shorter, but not tall piece for the nut. And I like how that is going to go with the bridge. And you see how this looks by comparison. And there again, got about a 1/16 of an inch. So I'm not ready to glue this in place yet. Have some fitting to do. Although I would like the nut to go the entire width of the neck. So how is this? That's a better fit, but not quite. All right, let's do a little fitting. All right. All right, where's my pen? All right. So I've decided to create another nut because this one isn't quite as wide. Where is it? No, it is not as quite as wide as the headstock. So I am going to go ahead and just do a little trim. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to need a little sanding here and there, but this ought to work just fine. Hang the saw. Need to do a little cleanup. Right, so all right. Although I think we're going to put her like that. And believe it or not, there are people who would say, hey, it's just a plank dulcimer. Why labor the details? Well, I can't challenge you to make one if I'm not willing to challenge myself to do it right. So I will do a little forming, a little finishing, well, a little forming and a little sanding, and come back to you. All right, just a moment. All right, so you can see basically where we are. We have our fretboard, we have our nut, and we have our bridge. And that would be fretboard, nut, and bridge. And I was talking to you about the height of the action. That is where the strings ride over the fretboard, and then you play. And as you can see there, we have a nice low action. Should be easy to play. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little sanding and forming of the nut and the bridge, being careful not to take anything off the height, and then I will get back to you. Hey you all, if you want to get in on this Plank Dulcimer Challenge, it'll be our first project of 2026. I'd like to do a challenge every month. I don't know if that'll happen. But the Soldier Farms Plank Dulcimer Challenge begins January 5th, 2026. The brief is build a plank dulcimer based on the Hee-Haw plank from 1976. I will link information and the article by Shane Speal on in the description of the video. I'll also put it on my community page, and you know, there will either be a file there you can download or you know, some links. So the rules of the challenge are fairly simple and straightforward. You must begin with a board, either a single piece or a glue up, any wood that you want to use, no larger and no smaller than 24 inches in length, 3.5 inches wide, and 3/4 of an inch thick, you know, 1x4. So your dulcimer must have 3 strings, a fretboard, a nut, a bridge, a tailpiece, must be fretted and tuned. Number 3, a chambered body is optional. Electronics are not. We're not getting into electronics. It's an acoustic instrument. So you may use commercial strings, but no tuning machines. Make your tuners. Either make tuning pegs like I am, use some eye bolts, eye screws. I've even seen it done with cup hooks. It's very interesting. Then you're to enter, comment your channel name under the hashtag SFplankchallenge. Number 6, video reveal must be received no later than January 16th, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. And that's all the way across the country. So if you live in California, yours is due at midnight for you. If you live in Nova Scotia, well, your entry is due at midnight for you. So your string gauges, you're going to have a melody string, which is a 0.012, a middle 0.014, and a bass string 0.024. These are very light gauges. It's a dulcimer. It'll be twangy. So that's only a suggestions, but please review the attached article, and there are a couple of videos on the subject instrument, and I look forward to seeing all of your entries. And it's a challenge. I'll see if I can come up with some prizes. Thank you.